Hey everybody, how you doing? God, I tried to make this entry fancy, and all I ended up doing was panicking myself when all three screens went in front of me went black, and my computer decided to think for a second, and they all came back on. So I'm hoping this is working. Grab a cigar, yeah, Arctic Ice, yeah. I don't smoke in my house, but there are times when I really want to, and today is one of them. But thanks for coming, guys. We're off to a off to a good start here. Okay, thanks, Mike. Mike from Night Train to Arctic Ice Drone. Well, I'll tell you, Arctic Ice Drone. I'm sitting here. It's 80 something degrees outside. It's hot in the house. I hate to turn the air conditioner on. I got a fan blowing on me, so if you hear a little wind noise in the microphone, that's my fan blowing on me with the lights and everything. But it's warm. Now, I know I can't get anybody to feel sorry for me for being too warm in January, but hopefully this will cool off. It's supposed to be in 2 mornings from now. We're supposed to get down into the 40s here, and just north of me, up in northern part of Florida, they're supposed to perhaps hit freezing. So you guys are sending it our way. Two cold fronts, one after another. One of them coming tonight, and the second one following right on its heels. And that's probably the one that is creating havoc across the country right now. So how's everybody doing? Surprise, surprise! I hit 1K and it doesn't mean anything. I thought when I hit 1K that I'd be able to go in and make posts that like you see some guys make a post which isn't really a video or a survey. No, you need 10,000 subs to do that. So that'll have to wait till next week for me. But yeah, it was amazing. I was sitting at about 980 something last weekend, or Saturday or Sunday or something, and I said, out of hell with it, I'm going to go and do what I hate to do. I'm going to go, and I got an invitation from Blood X. If you guys ever have seen this guy, he was in Canadian Drone Hub. So I was in Canadian Drone Hub, and he looked at my channel and he said, you only need 17 to go. He says, I got a live stream cooking at noon today. You come into my live stream and I promise you I'll get you those 17 subs. I said, okay, why not? So I went into his live stream, and it took him, and in 5 minutes he got me up to 1,012 subs. I couldn't believe it. So that was a very interesting, not the kind of thing. Oh, right, Mike, Blood. Yeah, he is. He's a cool guy. He's a coul guy, and man of his word. He pushed my channel and like an auctioneer. It was and I'm figuring it would really be nice of me to return the favor to all these people that subscribe to my channel, and I couldn't keep up with it. That thing was going by so fast I couldn't keep up with it, and most of these people have their like I do, their names are private when they subscribe, so I have no idea who it was that subscribed. So and interestingly enough, the subscriptions all held. I thought the next day I'd lose 15 of them, but I lost one. I only lost one. So without further ado, let me bring in my usual bailer outer, Gary, Brand Aerials, my friend. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, Mitch. How about you?
Oops, that's not what I want.
Oh,
That's what I want right there.
okay, here we are.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your 1K.
Thank you very
That was a
much.
huge milestone.
Yeah, it is, and it seems like the next milestone that YouTube really even considers meaning anything is 10K.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's a
And
tough one.
let's see. If I keep going at the rate that I'm going, I'll hit 10K on my 83rd birthday.
Okay, that's all
Yeah,
right. Now,
and
I use Social Blade, and I had it extrapolate my numbers out, and apparently I will hit 1 million subscribers in 2056. I'll be
well,
102 years old.
just make sure you invite me to the party that you're going to have. They say that once you get to a certain point, it starts to grow faster,
Yes, I think
and
you're right.
and I don't know on a channel, maybe on a channel that has a more wide appeal than an old guy with a drone. That appeals to the young woke crowd or that kind of thing might have a shot. Or if I started putting scantily clad pictures on my thumbnails and clickbait
Clickbait.
and all that kind of stuff, maybe it would, maybe.
Well,
But it's going to grow a little bit. I'm not, like I said, I'm not. I'm just happy I made the 1,000. I had the watch hours. Believe it or not, let me say hi to a couple people that came in, and then I'll tell you the story. We got E-Drone is here. Thank you for congratulations. And Carlos, how you doing, my friend? So I get an email from thank you, Ron Lockwood. I get an email, 616 drones in the house. Wow, now people are starting to
oh,
come in.
Rick
Good,
Halber.
good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hey, hi, you Rick. How you doing? Thanks for coming in. So I get an email from as soon as I hit the 1,000K, I said, I'm not going to make any money, but I'm going to find out what it takes to monetize your channel. So, in the YouTube Creator Studio, there's a link that says monetization. So I clicked on it, and there was 3 steps. The first step, I forgot what it was. Anyway, you got to sign up for an AdSense account with Google. So I signed up with AdSense and made an AdSense account, and it said your AdSense account is processing. Nothing's really going to happen for 2 to 3 hours. I said, okay, I don't expect I'm going to be making a fortune in the next 2 to 3 hours. I can live with that. And then the next thing, what the hell was the second thing? There was something else you had to do. You had to sign your life away. You had to read and sign the equivalent of the Constitution of the United States and the Declaration of Independence put together, where they told you just how much of your money they're going to take. If you're lucky, they won't take it all. Okay, that's basically what. So I agreed to all that stuff. And the third thing, it said, I went back a little later, and it said processing. It normally takes 30 days. You'll be hearing from us. Now, remember, I got my 1,000 subs, I think it was on Saturday or Sunday, on the 12th.
Yeah.
Yesterday, on Wednesday, or was it Tuesday morning? Wednesday morning, I get an email from YouTube, and it's got this this thing in it, this thing over here, and it says, this is a GIF. It's in the email, and it says, "This is bananas." And I said, "Oh, that'll go great with my monkey." So, it says you got 1,000 subscribers, and I get that email, and I said, "Well, isn't that nice?" So then I get nothing happens. So I go back and look in there, and it says that I have just wait the 30 days. The Wednesday morning, I get an email that says, "Congratulations, you have 1,000 over 1,000 subs and over 4,000 watch hours. You qualify to be monetized. You can go into your YouTube studio and apply." So I said, I already applied, and it says processing. So I said, what happened? Did my application already get lost? It hasn't even been a couple of days. So just, I mean, honest to God, this was a matter of 10 or 15 minutes. I was going to the computer to go and get into the YouTube studio to check and see if indeed I did have to start all over again. And another email from YouTube comes. Congratulations. You've been accepted. You're monetized. Do this, do that, do the other thing. So I don't know if they have a shortage of people that are qualifying these days or what. But I mean, it was 2 days. Took me 2 days.
Not bad.
And I don't know because I don't ever hear people talk about their experience going through this. But I was flabbergasted. So then you got to go in and you got to make some decisions, and the decisions you got to make are just how obnoxious do you want to be to the people that support you and are your friends. You know, do you want to have super chats? You have the option. So I said, I think I'd almost be embarrassed to get one, but I put it in there anyway because I wanted to see that little dollar sign at the bottom of my chat. See, I wanted to see it there, and I'm not really looking for super chats. I doubt I'd turn any down, but it just pisses me off that Google gets 30% of it. Then you have to decide whether you want ads to run on your videos. So I turned that on. I may end up turning that off because it's a pain, because I went in and checked one of my own videos and damn if ads didn't come up, and I had to hit the skip ad button. And if you hit the skip ad button, of course you don't get paid for the ad. And I don't want, but right now it's ads. And then it says, do you want to open a, what do they call, membership type thing? Where and I said,
Like a
join.
Patreon deal?
Yeah, not paid. Patreon's a whole, that's separate from YouTube, I think. It's a
I
whole
think
different
you're
deal.
right.
But this is a join thing. I said, no, I don't want that. And I didn't want any of the other stuff. But they gave you all kinds of options to needle your friends for money. And I just decided I didn't want to do all that. And you can turn it off. So then it says, which videos do you want to monetize? And you can select individually whether to monetize a video or not, where no ads will show up.
So you can monetize videos that you've had up for a year? Like,
yeah, and then one of the options says monetize all videos.
yeah, do that.
So I did that. Because I didn't want to. I have 200 videos if you count live streams. I don't want to go in there one at a time and click. So then it says we're processing, and it's going to take a little while to do this. So I said, okay, process away. So about a half an hour later, I go back and look, and sure enough, all my videos are monetized. And I look at my live streams, and all but about 4 or 5 of them are monetized. And those 4 or 5 said in yellow, not monetized, content not suitable. So what? So behave yourselves on my live stream, guys, because somebody, I don't know, but how in the hell did Google go through all those live streams? Their software is incredible, the algorithms. And then it says, if you don't agree, you can submit it for review. I don't care. Oh, my God. Coming to a lawyer. Join you, Elizabeth. Look at that. I got a super chat. E-drone. Oh, no, my God. Because the coolest old guy. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks. That's thrilling. And it, I didn't even expect anybody to do that. And what I was going to do, just before the stream was end, I was going to ask somebody if they wouldn't super chat me a quarter, just so I could see if it actually worked. Now you guys stick with me, because I'll take you through. First of all, Google doesn't pay you until you have $100.
Okay.
So until you've reached that threshold of $100, you don't get paid. And
they take 30%, don't they?
And they take 30%. But I'll take week by week. I'll keep you informed on how the tracking the money. as it goes through and acting how long it takes to before you actually see any of it. But thank you, my friend. I
What we
appreciate
should
that.
do is we should run this like an auction now. Each one's at $5. Do you hear?
Don't show,
Selling
don't
Rich's
sh-
soul. Do I have $6 for Rich's soul?
Yeah, don't show for me, Gary. I'm embarrassed enough about it, but
I know.
that's the, but I have to say the same thing that all the guys say. I'm not going to turn them down, and believe me, every little bit does help because it does cost money to do this. But I never expected to make any money at this when I started. Walsh Farms, a new person in the room, and Ron Ralph's son is here too. I see two white people amongst a sea of blue, Gary. So thank you very much, both of you, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a blue wrench so that you can be part of the crowd. Walsh Farms, let's do it to you. And the next time you guys post, we should see you dressed in blue. Thanks for coming in.
There you go.
21 people.
Rick, another Canadian.
Who's that? Oh, Carpenter Rick. Hey, how you doing, Carpenter Rick? Yeah, I'm as usual, just overwhelmed by all this crap that's in front of me. You guys know what this is. You all know what I'm looking at here.
Yep, yep.
See, I made it fancy. Now I got myself down in the corner. See, you can see my face while you see my beautiful head back there.
Very good.
Oh yeah. Oh, the tricks of this stuff. How's the stream look? Is it coming over okay?
I don't know. I haven't looked.
Yeah, it was kind of a little bit jumpy when I was doing the intro.
It looks the same on YouTube as it does on StreamYard. So
oh, okay.
I'm watching the StreamYard because then I can see my own lips move.
Oh yeah. You have to. You can't watch the stream while you're doing this. You have to.
No.
You have to watch the StreamYard. So let's see who else. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. He's not old, just used. Carlos says, I can always count on Carlos for a good insult. That's
Steve
great.
Mack, there's another Canadian from Oakville, Ontario.
Whoa, look who showed up in here. Tell me if you recognize this guy, okay? Tell me if you know who this is.
There he is.
Hey.
What happened to all your hair?
What's the matter with my hair?
What happened to it? It's all gone. Look at whoa! You look you look suave, man.
You like that, huh?
Well, I didn't. I don't really have an opinion on it. You look different, but yes, you look much. What do we used to call that? Tonsorial splendor.
Tonsorial?
Tonsorial, yeah. Don't you know what that means? See, that only old people know that term. Barber shops used to be called tonsorial parlors in the old days.
Because they take your tonsils out?
No, I don't know why they call them tonsorial parlors, but go look it up, Google it. That was the name for a barber shop. So if you run around in tonsorial splendor, that means you look pretty well groomed,
Well, barbers did dentistry too back in the day, didn't they?
Oh, they did all kinds of bloodletting and most barbershops in those days had a back room where they did all kinds of other things too. But we're not going to talk about that and demonetize my first live stream here.
Well, if you get one more guy, we can do one other thing the barbershops were famous for.
Oh, not me. You don't want to.
Do you know?
No,
Yeah.
you got the voice for it. I would break the microphone, Mel.
There's a long black train coming down the line.
Where's the mute button? Oh man!
Happy 1K, Mitch, you old bitch. I mean, you good guy, you.
Thank you, Mel. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I had to go out and get the last 20 or so, but I figured I was that close.
I was gonna pitch you this weekend if you didn't make it. I've been kind of watching you.
Well, I appreciate that. I still could use more subs. Anybody who wants to pitch me,
Absolutely.
can. But I would rather have subs that are here because they want to be here, not because I'm subbing to their channel too. Because let's face it, they're never going to look at me. I'm never going to look at them. I don't even know
That's
half of them
exactly
are.
right. Yep.
Yeah,
And,
one of the things too, like you had somebody pitch it for you. They weren't really pitching for you. They were just getting eyes on your channel to bring you over the
Yeah,
the top.
exactly. But the trouble is, most of the guys that come to my channel regularly already come to Mitch's channel regularly. So,
Oh yeah, no doubt. We're all the usual suspects. I mean, you can
Yep.
name them off. But I like that.
Sure.
I like that because it becomes kind of like a gathering, just like if you went to a bowling alley or something.
Exactly.
Well, I was on Pusa Studios today, and
I'm sorry.
I was on Pusa Studios today,
Yeah, I said I was sorry.
and I got a dozen new subscribers, but I bet you I had 10 people actually viewing and commenting. So I was typing away, replying to their comments. So,
Oh, that's
Uh-huh.
good.
yeah,
That's good.
you got to engage people, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
And that takes time.
and you've got to talk about things that people want to hear about.
Exactly.
I mean, in the world that we're in, if you're just sitting there picking your nose and talking about irrelevant stuff, you're going to have 5 viewers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that simple. But that's why I always try. I don't always succeed, but I always try to. If I don't have something good to talk about, I'll try to get somebody on that does, like Rick Smith or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me say hi to Drone Strike is here. I think I said Ron Lockwood. Steve Mack. Hi, Steve. How you doing? Tomas O'Sullivan says his ears are hurting.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
because
I think that was because you were singing, Mel.
Yeah.
That has to be it. Yeah.
he doesn't know good music when he hears it.
Well, it's a little
hush
different.
up, Mitch.
The kind of music that they have over there where he is nothing like the kind of music that you sing. So,
But
yes.
they listen to Josh Turner and Johnny Cash, and they
Yeah,
got all that.
yeah, I
That
guess.
music's worldwide. It's not,
And if I missed 616 drones, I'm sorry. How you doing? I'm just trying to look back up the chat. I think I said hi to everybody. But,
Besides, Thomas was just picking on me.
Yeah, Mel sing wagon. No. Don't encourage him, folks, please. I've got to. Not only
Wagon
will
wheel.
I
I
get
don't know
demonetized,
wagon wheel.
not only will I get demonetized, they'll delete my whole channel.
That's not entirely true at all, Mitch, and you know that. Come on.
If I
And
can't
Drone
pick on my
Strike
friends-
LLC, he's the guy that bought my last Inspire.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
Okay.
if I'm not
And he
mistaken.
still likes you, huh? He still
yeah,
likes you.
I
Oh,
guess
cool.
so. He still talks to me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Hello, Rick. Hello, everybody. Thomas, Rick, Ron.
Yeah, Art will be along, I'm sure. He has to
It
work.
says he loves the thing.
Oh,
I
the,
wouldn't count
the
on Art.
Inspire.
He had his birthday party last night. This is Friday night. He's probably, and I know tomorrow he's going to be at one of his favorite watering holes. So
Yeah. Well, he told me he was. I helped him out last night on his birthday party. I stayed on with him the whole time.
oh, did you?
Yeah, he was on for about an hour and kind of impromptu, had no plans. I jumped on there with him to give a bounce, somebody to bounce off of, and a couple of Kelly Shores came in for
Nice.
a little while, and while Kelly was and Jeff Sills came in for a little
Yeah,
while.
I was
said
there
hi.
when Jeff was there.
And then Ken Herron called Jeff Sills
yeah.
while he was on and wished Art a happy birthday, and I just watch in amazement that Art is so well known by all the big names in the drone community.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's gonna come down here. This is gonna be I have to call it content worthy. Let's just use that as a description of it. Content worthy. He's gonna be here.
Worthy. That's
He's
almost
gonna be
scary.
here. Yeah, he's gonna be here for a week, and the opportunities of content for YouTube with me and Art tearing up Melbourne, fishing and flying drones and everything
Oh,
is going to be fun.
that'll be good.
Yeah, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't get much company down here, and it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Good.
Yeah, he cracks me up. Art does. He's funny. That were you watching last week when I was opening the package from Brent? Mel, did you see that?
No, I didn't. I didn't know Brent sent you a package.
He sent me the last of his FPV drones. He gave
Ah,
you two of them. I think he gave, is it Rick Halber that has
Rodney
one?
Bell. He gave Rodney Bell.
Rodney Bell has one, right? Somebody was talking about it.
Yeah, he
And,
gave Rodney a complete kit with, I think, I'm not sure about the goggles, but he gave him the drone, the controller, everything.
well, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
He wrote me an email and asked me if I was interested, if I wanted a 7-inch quad, and I wrote him back. I said, yeah. What do you got? Are you interested in selling it? Okay. So he writes back an email and says, no, I want it to have a good home, and want to see it fly. So I said, well, that's very nice. Let me pay the freight at least, and we did. So he shipped it to me, and it was a frame and motors, ESC controller. The only thing that it didn't have, the only thing that it didn't have was the VTX and a camera. So it had everything else, and it had a controller, Mel, that ran. And I don't know if you know what this is, because I didn't know what it was until I saw this controller. It's Flight One. It's called a Revolto SD, and it's not Beta Flight. It's a proprietary system that they came up with a couple of years ago that's supposed to be very, very easy for novices to set up, because it's all done by widgets and wizards, rather, that you walk through. It says which motor's running, and then you tell it which motor's running, and doing that, it figures out whether the boards are mounted upside down, right side up, sideways, which motor is which, and
Okay.
but it doesn't seem to be very popular, and the support for it. Half of their web pages that the configurator called for reference didn't exist anymore. And in looking at the forums, there was very little about it. So what I did was I finally, after fooling around with that for a day or two, I finally decided to flash. They do have a beta flight target for it. So I flashed beta flight, and here it is. This is
Wow.
it right here. It's all done. I got it all built, and I have a video on my channel about the talking about the gift, and shows me in 200% or 20 times speed up action, actually building the thing, and test flying it, hovering it outside, and then while we're on the subject, I'll show you guys a little video. But let me say hi to a couple people in here. Know Your Joe. Hi, Joe. Don't know who you are. Hello,
I know
everyone.
my Joe
Hope
quite well. It's Folgers.
Do you know Joe? We have somebody named Know Your Joe. Well, welcome to the chat, my friend, and we'll have to check you out.
So how come you don't have Super Chat turned on?
I do.
He
It
got
shows
one.
up. I got one already.
It's not showing up on my YouTube stream here. I
It should
popped
show
out
up.
chat.
Oh, it won't.
Let me,
It'll never show out. It doesn't show on my pop out chat, but it does show on my chat on my regular chat. That's
Well,
weird.
it does. It shows on. It should show on pop out also.
Yeah, but it doesn't, and I don't know why. But it shows up on the chat that's
On
in
the regular chat,
on
no.
the regular chat. So who
Okay, it
knows?
shows up there.
So maybe they're. So Ron Lockwood is leaving. See you, Ron. Thanks for coming in. Mad Kiwi is here. He said hi, Mel, and how you doing, Craig? Good to see you. Thanks
It's
for coming.
supposed to transfer when you do the pop out, but it didn't. It's not.
Nah, maybe it will. Maybe they have some settings have to change yet. But it is on the other one, and I really don't. I say I'm not looking for him. And E-Drone gave me my first one, and that's it. I was a virgin, and now I'm not. So
Hmm.
it's all over. Anyway, I wanted to show you, we're talking about this Brent's thing, and you know, it was funny in the live stream last week that I said, you know, I don't get gifts. So when I got the gift, I said I had Art in the chat and in the panel, and Gary's in the panel. I said it brought tears to my eyes. I said Art starts acting like he's crying with the handkerchief, and Gary's crying, and it was really,
my goodness.
it was really funny. Paul,
Oh.
Phantom Hodges drone, how are you? Yeah, they were crying away, and
Oh my goodness.
so if you want to see that scene of me opening the package, if you get a extra minute, I got a video up there a couple videos ago that actually talks about the Nunley. I call it the Nunley 7. So what I got here, and interestingly enough, like I say, it didn't have a VTX in it, and it didn't have a camera in it. So I had this old camera. hadn't even remembered where I got it. It was a little piece of junk camera, but I didn't want to, you know, I mean, I wanted to get it built. So I had this little junk camera, and turns out it came with this quad, the little Tyro 79. And I had since, because the camera was so bad and the video was just all wobbly and shaky, it was just a terrible camera, a lot of interference. I replaced in this little quad with a Cadex Ratel, which is one of the best analog cameras you can get. It's about a $35 camera. Anyway, so I had this little junky camera, and I did buy a Rush tank, which is one of the best, supposedly one of the best VTXs that you can get for these things. But this junky little camera was terrible. But I told Brent that I would fly it, do an acro flight with the thing, and so he could see his 7-inch quad actually fly. And I'll show you right now. Let's see here. Let me move that over next to me a little bit. And the video is terrible. It's horrible. But this is the and this was recorded on the DJI goggles with the analog mod. I still haven't figured out how to get the voltage thing reading, but you see how it's wobbling up and down, how terrible that camera is?
Mhm.
But anyway, I did want to fly it in acro mode, and these guys were out there flying model airplanes at the same time, and I think you'll see a couple of times where the model airplane just whizzed right on by, but it flies.
Yeah.
I haven't really tuned. There goes one. You'll see that. Yeah, that was funny.
It's like a dog fight.
But I think I did one roll with it, and I need to increase the rates on it a little bit. And the video, I had only had it set on 25 milliwatts, so when I flew it around behind me, it got really
Fuzzy,
bad.
yeah.
So I need to up the power on it. But this was just a first test flight, flying it around, and so I'm going to get a Ratel. I'm going to get a good camera for it because it's a beautiful drone. It's got gorgeous motors on it. It's not real heavy for a 7-inch. I could put a 3,000 milliamp battery on this thing and probably fly it for 15, 20 minutes.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
Carlos is giving you garbage there. He's blaming
thumbs
the
are
camera.
shaking.
His
Yeah,
thumbs were shaking because he was nervous.
yeah. You'd have a hard time. Trying to create that kind of interference with your thumbs.
Yeah.
But what happened was I think I took it up and did a roll with it, and the rate was very slow, so the roll kind of took forever. But I think I got about I think I flew it for 4 minutes and just landed it. But I wanted to share this with you guys, and I don't see Brent in the chat here, but if he watches the replay, I want him to. I didn't think this was worth making an actual video out of, but I will when I get the thing actually flying better. And look at this, this number in the middle over Nunley that says 24, 25, 26. That's the throttle percent. So you could, I mean, it was a quarter
Oh,
throttle was all it took to get this thing to actually fly. It had, and that was with a 2200 milliamp 4 cell battery on it. Here we go. Here goes. Here goes. Big time. That was full stick deflection.
oh, that was kind of slow, wasn't it? That was like an
Yeah.
airplane roll there.
But no, but it was beautiful. I like a slow roll like that, but I want the option of going faster if it looks like I'm down too low.
Yeah.
But
That without altitude.
and what I did was I figured that it would be very touchy, so I really slowed the rates way down on it. Now I think I overdid it. But you know, when you first build a quad, there's an airplane just right underneath me there. When you first build a quad, you have to fly it a lot to get the final tune, and that was fun. Mad Kiwi, day 8 of the keto. Attaboy.
He's good for kind of an old guy.
Oh well, yeah. Thank you, Carlos. Now watch this. I actually almost landed it close to me here. There I am in front of me. Yeah, look, 4 minutes and 24 seconds. There I am sneaking up on myself. There I go. Actually landed right side up, but still have a lot of work to do. The Betaflight target for that. There's a lot of things you have to do because the board was never designed for Betaflight. So there's a lot of setting up to do to get a lot of the. I haven't been able to get the smart audio working yet. I haven't been able to get the telemetry working yet. All the stuff that works, normally works without a problem on a flight controller made. But the ESC that he gave me with this thing is a T-Motor 55 amp beast of an ESC. It's a very expensive speed controller.
Wow.
So I may just go ahead and I've got a couple of the iFlight. They call them Sussex, SUCCEX flight controllers. I've got a couple of them. I may just put one of them in there and stop fooling with this Flight 1 thing. But no, but it turned out nice. It's a beautiful drone. I got you can see this up here, Mel. I 3D printed the back sections, the antenna holder that holds both the T antenna for the R9 module and the VTX antenna.
Very nice.
So, and it's an iFlight frame, so it's a very well-known, it's not an uncommon frame. So there was a number of different. There's a 3D printed camera holder for it. They have 3D printed pads for the, shock things for the arms, all kinds. And even with the big battery on it, there's room to. I'm going to print up a GoPro mount for the top, so I can put that little RunCam 5 that I have in here. And
there's a super chat. Ding ding
whoa!
ding 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 ding.
Holy mackerel! I don't even. Thank you, Arabelle. Wow, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Arabelle, are you new? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's warms my heart.
And Paul Hodge, he's just joined us too from Phantom.
I saw him earlier, yeah. And Timeless Truths is here. Got my mini back crashed, cost me $100. That's not bad.
So Arabelle is new.
It's new, yeah. I see that. Well, we better give Arabelle a blue wrench. Where is the button here? A blue wrench. How come it's not opening up when I click on? Oh, here it is. Okay. All right, Arabelle, you are blue now, and thank you so much. I appreciate that. And while I'm at it, I think Know Your Joe is also in need of some blue overalls, so we'll give Know Your Joe a blue wrench too. So thank you guys very much for coming in. Mad Kiwi, nice weather summer finally. Are you getting a lot of smoke? Are you getting a lot of smoke over there, Craig, from the fires? In Australia, or is it blowing your way too? At any rate, anyway, Mel. So that was the you saw it, proof positive. If you see or hear Brent, tell him that I really, beyond appreciated the gift, and whoa, Drone Strike LLC, thank you so much.
Look at
Wow,
the
look at this.
now. Geez, you'll be able to retire.
I am retired. I'm already retired. I can't afford it, but I'm already retired. Thank you so much. Thanks so much. That was very nice of you. Very nice of you. Yeah, monetized. I never thought, honest to God, you know, it just when you see these guys, it makes you appreciate these guys that put up a video and get 27,000 views in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You wonder, yeah, you say to yourself, like Dan Bongino. You know who Dan Bongino is?
No. Do I?
Mel, do you know who Dan Bongino is?
The name rings a bell, but I don't.
He's he has a political kind of a talk show,
Uh-huh.
and he is terrific. If you're a conservative, I mean, he wrote two books. One called Spygate. Oh, Mel, thank you, Mel, and Lloyd. Holy mackerel! Lloyd is here.
Sticker.
Look at the look at the sticker. That's cool. I like that, Mel. Thank you so much. And Lloyd, welcome, man. Thank you so much. Wow, look how colorful my chat looks. Wow, I like it.
Hello, Lloyd.
Hey, come on in, Lloyd. We got room for you. So what was I saying? I was saying, oh, Dan Bongino. He does a show. He does it. It started out as a podcast. He's on Fox News all the time. He guest hosts for Sean Hannity and all them. He's an ex-Secret Service agent, martial arts guy, big, tough guy, smart as a whip, and he wrote two books. One called Spygate and one called Exonerated. And he has put together, with the help of other journalists, the absolute blueprint of what they've done. And I don't want to talk politics, but I will tell you, Dan Bongino has close to 400,000 subscribers now. And he posts every day. If you subscribe to him, your bell rings and you get his YouTube. They do a YouTube version of his podcast with the video. It's the podcast, but you see the video as well.
Yeah.
And within 30 minutes, he's got 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 views, and you see, and they're not monetized because he's political. YouTube deems it not monetized. So he's
only
doing,
because he's conservative.
conservative, of course,
Yeah.
but he's doing it. He has advertisers like a regular radio show, and he's actually been picked up by a radio station in California of all places, that runs his thing every day at 6, a Los Angeles radio station.
Well,
So
not
he's-
everybody in California is bad. A federal judge in San Diego just, well, you don't want to talk about politics. Never mind.
Rick Halbert.
Rick Halber, hey,
We were on the
Rick,
topic, so he started on.
thank you so much,
Hello,
Rick.
Rick.
I appreciate that. Wow, look at the colors. We got blue and green and yellow. I never knew I liked those colors so much. Wow. Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much.
You know
I
what those
appreciate
all
that.
add up to later? Green.
Green, yeah. Well, look, I really appreciate it, guys. I know that, and I don't expect everybody to do it every week or do it as a regular thing, but it is.
I don't
nice
either, but
to-
it's nice when it happens, isn't it?
yeah, and it's nice to see that you have friends and people that think you're worth something anyway.
Well, maybe someday we'll be like one of the big boys and we'll get those $50 and $100 super chats that really do.
I'd be embarrassed by it, but I'm not going to turn it. How can you can't turn it down? Can you say no? You can't. I don't think so.
Yeah, you can turn
EBR.
it off. You can turn it
No,
off.
but I mean, if somebody gives you that super chat, you can't say no. I don't want it.
No.
No. EBR, thank you, my friends, so much. Thank
But the
you.
only one
And,
making money's YouTube.
yeah, YouTube. Well, I don't. In one respect, I don't feel bad about them making money. We're gaining the use of a worldwide broadcast platform for
Absolutely.
basically nothing.
I agree with that to an extent. They should get their 30% on whatever ads they choose to put on my videos. But when somebody super chats me $10, that's person giving me $10. I get the $10, not YouTube. Okay.
Well, I understand how you feel, and I guess I agree with you, but that's not the way it works. And
Oh,
you want to
no,
play, you want
of
to
course
play
not.
in their bar, you want to play in their ballpark. You got to use their baseball.
That's it.
Can't bring your own baseball. So it is what it is, and
I'm just grateful to all of it, actually.
yeah, and the fact that we don't have to pay $50 a month to
To broadcast.
have them take our content and broadcast it where anyone in the world can see it. It's an opportunity. I disagree with their politics and some other things that they do, but yeah, I disagree with things the federal government does. But it doesn't mean I don't want to live in America. So
Exactly.
you do what you have to do. So thanks again to everybody. Got 27 people in here. That's a big deal for me, and I appreciate it. What time is it? God, 6:45. So anyway, I did something interesting today because I do want to talk about drone stuff too, and I try to prepare some things to show. And this business here. I'm real smooth at these buttons, but I don't. This is the one I want right here. Okay, this thing here. What kind of drone do you suppose that is? Let me make it bigger so you can see it. What kind of drone do you suppose that is?
Is that your wing?
Let me watch it fly. Is this your video or somebody else's?
No, I just shot this today. I shot this. That's how gorgeous it was today.
Jeez.
Okay, what do you suppose I shot that with?
Let me watch it fly for a minute longer because
Okay.
I'm thinking it's a fixed wing.
You want to hear some music with it? I have music too.
No, we don't need music.
I mean, I actually cut it to a little music. Let me get
Well,
the
that's not
volume.
Long Black Train.
No, it's relaxing. It's nice. It's relaxing music. Isn't that lovely?
That's
And rather than post it as a video, I decided that I would just use it on a live stream. Now, I will tell you, there's two different drones. That's a different drone for this shot. Okay, this is a different drone. So there's two different drones. You can tell by the clouds in the sky that these were shot on 2 different days.
and this is an FPV drone. The first one I think was a fixed wing of some sort.
Okay, well, you're right. This is a now there's back to the other drone. It's a drone. It's not a fixed wing. You know what that is, Mel? That's a Mavic 2 Pro with a gimbal set in FPV mode.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
And I had never done that. Now that's my GEP 5 FPV with the DJI system in it right there. Okay. And all the other shots were shot with the Mavic 2 Pro. That's a Mavic 2 Pro with the gimbal set in instead of follow mode, it's in FPV mode. And it's really weird because what happens is when you yaw it, it doesn't bank, okay? But when you hit the roll stick and go right or left, with the right stick, the gimbal will angle to follow
Right.
it. And
Right.
when you looked at the beginning where I was flying down the road, I was doing that on purpose, using both sticks to make it turn, so that I'd get that angle. Watch this. And I come up here. See that? How cool is that? And I tell you what, that opens up some avenues for some. They keep talking about the cinematic FPV with the FPV drones. You can get, and that's 4K and it's gorgeous. You can get some beautiful stuff that really gives you the feel of flying, more so than you normally get with a camera drone, just by changing that. But you got to be careful because sometimes it'll rock a little bit on you, especially if it's trying to correct. Because whenever the drone goes over, the gimbal shows it at an angle like that. See,
Yep. Like that.
like that. But how cool! I mean, that
If you had
is
a heavy crosswind, your drone would be leaning, so your camera
right.
would be.
Your camera would, but that's a race drone. I mean, there's definitely a difference. It's a wider angle lens,
Yeah.
goes faster.
Now, do you
But
have that? Do we have that FPV mode in all of the DJI drones? Like, can I do that?
you
On
know, I don't know if we do or not.
Yeah, several of them have it.
I only have the Mavics, so I don't have any of the other ones. But
Yeah.
it would be. I think you might, and nobody ever uses it.
No, most
Nobody.
else.
You don't ever see a video on YouTube from a Mavic where people are using the. Now that's the GEP 5 right there
Yeah.
with the DJI system on it, and that's 1080p, and that's the Mavic in 4K. But I mean, I'm going to start doing more of that. I got the white goggles, so I went out today, and I put the whoa, what is that? That's not what I want. There we go. I went and actually wore the white goggles when I flew that today, and it's different, Mel, because hang on a second. Let me get you guys back. There you go. It's a different feeling. And I'm starting to get used to flying the FPV drones, and the way you fly a Mavic is totally and completely different. The way you work the controls,
Yeah.
Yep.
and it took me a little while to get used to it, but if I had a place with hills and mountains and gorgeous scenery, which I don't have here, soaring around and banking and with a Mavic can give you some tremendous cinematic stuff, and I encourage everybody that's got one of these things, try it.
I need to mute my mic for a second and step away.
Okay.
I just realized the TV's playing, and I don't want to get you in trouble.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Because off to bed, guys. EBR,
Because
thanks for stopping
that
by.
will get you in trouble.
Yeah. But anyway, I had a good time with that today. I have 4 video files. When you shoot in 4K with the Mavic 2, it segments the files, and you end up with 3 or 4 gigabyte files.
Yeah.
huge data. Carlos says there's so much lag with the guy. I didn't notice. I didn't. When you're flying when I was flying it, I didn't notice any lag at all in between the sticks and what I saw in the goggles. Not enough because it's not like flying FPV where you're trying to get through branches in a tree or something like that. You're just soaring. But that style of flying where you stay low to the ground and you soar and bank and then climb a little to go over to buildings and then come back down again and then turn to follow a road. I think that is some terrific footage just to make a video and find appropriate music for it and cut the scenes in the video to the music. Yeah.
Yeah. I got to think about doing that. I've never even thought. I've never even thought to do that.
I hadn't either. I remember I watched a video about a year ago. Some guy said, hey guys, the Mavic's got this FPV mode that nobody knows about. So, in fact, it took me 5 minutes to find where it was. Which one of those menus, and it's down in the camera menu, I think, and it's right up at the
I'll
top.
check that out next time I'm flying.
Yeah,
It'd be months before I fly up here, though.
yeah, and that. Well, I wanted to fly today, and I had been, I flew the wing yesterday. Did you see the video I put up on the wing?
Yeah. I enjoyed
And that was just great fun. But that was the first flight that I actually flew a wing or an airplane with goggles on. Because if you remember, a few months ago, I built that twin engine Sonic model binary. And that was a very complex model with iNav and had everything, flashing lights to, it has, landing gear on it. It has all the automated modes, and it's very complex. And I decided that in order to really get used to this iNav, where I could feel comfortable. I mean, I've got on the transmitter, every switch does something. Just trying to remember what the switches on the transmitter does. Which switch does what? Takes you a while to get used to.
Yeah. And you can't look down because you got the goggles on, right?
Yeah, but I'll give you an example. On iNav, this switch arms it. This switch is your modes, and that is what's called manual mode, and then it goes to angle mode, and then it goes to acro, just like a drone. This switch here is altitude hold, and then this all the way down is loiter, which means it'll just, wherever it is, it'll just start flying a circle and hold the altitude.
Yeah.
This switch over here is GPS return to home. Okay. This switch here is auto launch. This switch here in first position is what they call auto trim, and then auto tune. And then this is the beeper. So all of these switches, except for this one, do something.
Yeah.
And it's easy for me to rattle it off here, but when that thing's up there in the air, ripping around, and I'm trying to, fly it, your brain just goes, points somewhere else. So,
Well, yeah, because you got your situational awareness is on what's in your goggles, right?
yeah, and so I thought I'd build this wing because they're cheap. And I got maybe $150 in the whole thing with the flight controller and everything. That's it. And I learn and get used to flying iNav with the thing. So I had flown the thing, and launching it is the hardest part. And it's got auto launch, but I had it set wrong. I didn't have enough power set in it, so it auto launched itself and landed immediately, and then started spinning donuts in the ground, which I don't have on film, but it was a riot until I finally realized I needed to shut it off and disarm it. Chris Hope, hello, buddy. How you doing? And who else did I see? Oh, Timeless Truce. How are you? How are you? Thanks, my friend. Skies took my drone. How are you? Thanks for coming in. I missed anybody. I hate to miss everybody. You ever go to a live stream where they shout out everybody but you?
No.
I have shout at everybody but me, and I go,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah, I know
what am I over here?
Yeah.
And it's not intentional, because I understand what it's like to try to keep up with
Or to be
especially in these.
Or to be the only one in the chat that doesn't have a blue wrench.
Yeah, to be. Well, that means you just don't go there enough. That's all. So back to the wing. So I decided, because the weather was so nice yesterday morning, that I would go out and take the wing and fly it with the goggles for the first time. And I couldn't get the auto launch to work, so there was another guy out there, and I got him to toss the thing for me, and where I could give it full throttle. And and I got it up, and I flew it with the goggles up on my hat there at first, line of sight, and climbed it up, and then I said, okay. I hit the return to home switch on the thing. The thing climbed to 228 feet, 225, something like that, and just started circling around overhead over the home point. And that was cool. I didn't have to fly it. So I had the transmitter hanging from my neck on a neck strap, and I had time to put the goggles on without having to fly it, and take a second to get used to what it looked like. And this thing was banked over probably 30, 40 degrees to keep that circle. And it was going, it goes 30, 40, 50 miles an hour. And so I said, okay. In fact, I have, I'll find the flight here. I'll show you, and I'll narrate what I was doing, if you're interested, if anybody's interested in it.
Gary, your mic is muted.
Your mic is not working, Gary.
No, it said it's
you-
loitering right on your screen as you were going around.
Yeah, and oh, you did watch it. What happened to your mic? It kind of
Probably coughed and muted myself.
Oh, okay. Well, Carlos is
Go to
Car-
quick hope and all that stuff, you know.
Carlos is here. Let me bring Carlos in and say hello. How you doing, buddy?
It's Carlos.
Good
Oh,
evening.
well, there
Good evening.
goes the party.
Well, no. There
Yeah,
goes the neighborhood, not the
there
party.
goes the neighborhood.
Party's
Carlos,
starting, but the neighborhood's done.
no arguing today. Well, you guys talk for a minute. I'm going to
No
find that.
arguing. Did he just say no arguing?
No arguing,
He's
no
no
fighting,
fun,
no
is he, Carlos?
and no disagreeing with your host tonight.
Who argued with
Oh,
anybody
and
ever?
no disagreeing with your host. Well, that's not fun.
Oh, him. That's right.
Let's see here. Let me find this.
Man, I
This will
forgot all
take me a
about that.
second.
7 o'clock.
Oh,
there it
everybody.
is.
Hello, Mr.
And
Gary and Mr.
video.
How you
And
doing,
where
Carlos?
is?
It's grumpy. I don't know. Anyway.
Okay, all right, guys. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make me big because I can, and I'm going to go over here to the this screen here, and
What are we looking at?
It's a nice looking biplane.
we're looking at the goggles video, the goggles view from the AR wing, from the flying wing. So, let me find out where it starts here. Okay, this was us walking around, just getting ready to launch the thing, and then I shut it off, I shut the airplane off, but the goggles, and here I was screwing, trying to arm it again, and then here we go. He finally
Through it. Didn't we?
finally
Where did I see
finally
it?
threw it. Okay, here we go. So he throws the thing here, and I'm now at this point. If you look down in the lower right corner, you see it says manual mode. And you know, Mel, when you fly airplanes, you got to bank them over. There's no rudders on this thing. This is
Right.
yank and bank. It's only got elevons. So what I wanted to show you was the information that I have on the screen here. Up at the top, you see there's the there. Now you see it says en route to home up at the
Right.
top.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's when I clicked the return home, and it came back to the home point, and it rolled over, and it just started flying circles. And at this point, I wasn't paying attention. Oh, no, this was oh shit, I didn't even put this in the video. I hit the wrong switch. I wanted to go home, and I hit the wrong switch and disarmed it and shut the damn thing off.
Oh,
And I
Is that
said,
why
what
you
the
had
hell's
to
happening?
do
It's
a
not
landing?
running.
That
So
was
I
by
made a dead
accident.
look at that. I made a dead stick landing 20 feet from me. I mean,
So wait a minute, Mitch. That wasn't on purpose. That was by accident.
no, that was by accident. I shut it off. I actually hit the
Just put the
disarm, and then
video
I
on
tried to
YouTube.
arm it again as it was gliding back in, and and then I said, so this was a real joy. Okay, now on this one, we launched it again.
Peter
so why
Carroll,
wouldn't it rearm?
super chat.
Well, it didn't. It didn't. Oh, Peter
That's
Carroll.
why I say, why wouldn't it?
I don't know. It wouldn't. It disarmed, and it as soon as I landed it, I could rearm it, and probably because I had the throttle high. I wasn't thinking. If the throttle's not low, it won't arm. So
That
if
was
I
a
had
great
pulled the throttle
landing,
all
I
the way
tell you.
back. Peter Carroll, thank you so much. I got $14.99 Australian dollars.
Wow.
Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. And how you doing, Peter? I didn't see.
Gentlemen.
I guess Peter just came in. Good to see you. So, at any rate, what here I'm in return to home. So it says loitering around home, and down at the lower right-hand corner, you see it says
Loitering.
RTH, return to home. And at this point, right here, I'm not even looking at the airplane. It's flying all over the place. I don't have any idea where it is. It's just behind me, or it's just going about a big circle. And I'm putting the goggles on. And I got the goggles on, and this is what I saw the first time I put the goggles on. And I said, this is different than a drone. You know, airplanes are different. So, but you get a lot of information in the display. The first thing I noticed on the right there where it says 49, that's supposed to be the RSSI, which is the strength of the radio, and I didn't have that programmed correctly. So 49, that wasn't working. Underneath that is the flight timer. Underneath that now it says air mode, which is acro. So now I'm flying the airplane. And I still wasn't really sure. There's 4 or 5 different baseball fields there, and I thought that this was over a different baseball field than it was. So I started flying away from myself, and you see the radio, the picture starts to go crazy.
Time to come back.
So now I'm coming back to myself, and the picture will get better. And it's really not a bad image in the goggles. So I fly, so I go from air mode to manual. I didn't like what the controller was doing in air mode. I wanted to fly the airplane. And then I said, I think I'm near home, but I just hit return to home here just for the hell of it. And the thing automatically flew back to home. And now it says loitering around home. So all this stuff, and you see over on the right-hand side of the scale in the middle of the screen, 220, 205, that's the altitude. And over on the left-hand side is the airspeed, just like in an airplane. That's where they display the two numbers. The numbers above the altitude, the 628, 4 point, that's amps that are being drawn and the total number of milliamp hours that you've used in the battery. The number right down next to the word old guy down at the bottom where you see the little picture of a house is how far I am from the home point, and the little arrow that's turning around points at the home point all the time. The thing above that is the satellite count. It says I've got 19 satellites. 19 satellites I have with this thing. And the two numbers at the top, the latitude and longitude, and then way up at the top there, that little bouncing scale shows me what my receiver module is doing, processing the signals from the two different antennas and trying to combine them. That's the TBS Fusion module, and boy, does that thing work great. And of course, the artificial horizon that you see in the center follows along. And all this is happening on this tiny little flight controller board.
Mitch,
now
which goggles are these?
What's that?
Which goggles are these?
I'm using the DJI with the analog mod, and that works better than any of the analog. The DVR records at 60 frames a second,
Right.
and it's the best analog DVR I've seen, and that's what all the other guys that are using it have said too. But this was a real experience, and I'm almost 7 minutes into the flight now. And I was really, really starting to get the feel for it. So I decided I wanted to just rip around. And it's a small little wing, Now I'm climbing up, you watch the altitude. Next time I fly it, I'm going to start doing aerobatics with it. I didn't want to do any with it this time. I just wanted to get the feel. But I started to get a little braver as far as going lower to the ground. I had all the guys gasping out there.
Did you post anything like this on YouTube somewhere?
Yeah, I did.
That's what I thought.
I put this.
There was a video somewhere where you are really low to the ground. Well,
I posted this in yesterday in a video.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought I was like deja vu or something.
No, what I didn't do in that video was take the time, and I thought maybe you guys might find it interesting to explain all of the stuff that what's going on with
no, I
this.
knew I saw it. I'm like,
yeah. Well, thank you for watching. What I in the nose of this airplane,
Mitch,
is yes.
really quick, I know you wanted to say hello to Brent. He just popped in. He can't stay, so I thought I'd let you know he's here.
Oh, Brent, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey, listen, earlier in the stream, I showed the goggle video of the first flight of what I call the Nunley 7 quad, and it is all done. And you saw you saw the video that I made of the test flight, but I actually took it out, flew it in acro mode, and if you watch the replay of this about a half an hour ago, I think the camera that I put in it is horrible, and the image was terrible. But I've ordered a much better camera for it. It was the only spare camera I had. But flies good. I didn't do anything real fancy with it. Did one roll, but really flies great. Again, I can't thank you. I can't thank you enough. And thanks for stopping in.
What do we attribute the shakiness to? And I'm not trying to be funny here. So
It's a small, light little foam airplane that's bouncing all over the place. Yeah,
right,
I mean
it's
it's just it's just going to bounce around. Actually, I think it actually looks pretty stable.
No, it looks good, but the camera is fixed.
Yeah, the camera is just stuck in the foam.
Fixed, that's pretty good then.
Yeah, no, that bigger one, the binary, the twin engine one I have, The toughest thing to get used to is when you fly an RC airplane, and Mel knows this, you got to roll, you got to rack them over, sometimes 90 degrees. And in goggles, that looks very, very like that. It looks very dramatic, but it really isn't. To just
You
turn
need to fly
because,
your quads like that, Mitch. You'll love it.
well, I do.
Good.
I do, but look at this. Is that how cool? How cool
Oh, you
was
see that? I think
There,
this.
see the shadow of the wing there.
I like.
Yeah, is
This
that
was
cool?
one of the- towards the end.
But no, I was starting to really have some fun with it, and
I'd like to see more of those shots.
well, I'm going to be doing more. And the nice thing about it is I do have the RunCam 5 in the nose of the thing, taking a high def picture.
When you
and I
get
can-
low like that, you really.
there, look at that. That's the landing.
bad.
That was the landing. Yeah.
I like that kind of stuff.
And
That was nice.
that was fun. Now the let me get back to all this. There we go. The I wanted to show you that because it's an aspect of having all of this information in. Oh, whoa, hello. Hang on a second, guys. Somebody
yeah.
was hiding down there.
Oh,
Oh,
How long you
hello,
been? How
Greg.
long you been lurking in there, Greg? How long you been down there?
Oh,
About 8 minutes.
Oh wow, sorry. You know what happens
About that
is
whole flight.
I don't.
Yeah, I
don't-
enjoyed watching it.
Oh, okay. I don't see in the size that I have my window only shows me one row in the green room, and the other one I have to scroll down to get to it. And I saw a little bit of green up at the top. I said, "What the hell is that?" So how you doing? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing.
There we
I'm
go.
doing.
We'll do it this way. Good. Thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah, congrats on
Thank you. Thank you
the
very
magic
much.
number.
the one.
Thank
burn.
you. Yeah. I don't think I'm waiting. I haven't seen the parade march. They haven't had the parade hasn't come down the street yet. The airplane hasn't flown over dropping, candy and balloons and confetti.
Hey, Mitch.
When does that happen?
Mitch,
Yes.
that's a wives' tale. It never really does happen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Except on Lloyd's show where he's got the button. He's got a button for everything.
yeah. Where is Lloyd tonight? He's in the chat, but
He was
I thought
in
he'd
here a
come
little bit ago.
Well, he was. Yeah, he's still here. He's still
around.
here, but he's not coming into the stream.
He's probably
But that's
laying in
okay.
bed watching on his iPad.
Yeah, that's
then.
okay. That's okay. I'm glad to hear. I understand that Ranger's doing well, and I'm very happy to hear that, Lloyd.
Yes.
I Spike joined the chat too.
Oh, that's right. Spike is here.
Where?
He's-
Oh,
Spike's
there he
in
is.
chat.
Hey,
Yeah,
Spike.
I
how
knew it.
you
Lloyd's in
doing?
bed relaxing. He's watching on his
Yeah.
iPad. That's just what I said.
Ah,
I had to bet
okay.
money on that.
Waking up in Australia. Well,
Hi, Spike. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Good to see you.
Yeah, so
I'm
Lloyd
really-
says he's been reduced to a how did he put it? He's been reduced to a dog ass carrying sling holder or something. He's got some kind of sling that he has to wrap around Ranger's backside. Dog ass
ass.
valet, that's it. Dog ass valet.
Oh, that's
Dog,
priceless.
dog
I mean, I
nappy
can.
valet.
You know
I
what
can-
it is? You know the dogs that they put in a sling with wheels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Grumpy's the wheels.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say I can picture him walking around behind the dog, holding the sling up, holding the dog's ass end up. That's priceless. That's
You
great.
should maybe get a little shopping cart and put it behind the dog.
Well, they have. I've seen dogs. They make little appliances for
Oh,
them
yeah.
with wheels on the back.
Nowadays-
Yeah.
Yeah, but if they got
Then you
dogs
like
that
to
are
get
smart
an
enough
RC
to
one.
control with a stick, that'd be cool.
RC.
I have to let you go, Mitch. It's dinner time here, so
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not
Clean up
going
what you
anywhere,
want.
but I'll let you go. And
Good to see you, Grant.
good
Gary.
to see you, Gary. Thanks so much for coming in. I always appreciate you coming in here and helping me
thanks
out
for
right off the
having
bat.
me. And congratulations on your 1K.
Thank you.
Okay.
Next week we'll have the 10K party, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, for somebody else, not me, but somebody's going to get 10K.
Have a great night, everybody.
All right, buddy.
Good night.
Take
Good
care.
night, Gary.
Yeah.
There we go. Now we're big again. So, Greg, how's everything? Any more news from the Philippines or?
It's still very active, but they said they got to look at it for another couple of weeks before they decide when and if they're going to drop the alert level. But in terms of direct family, they've now got a generator. I spent some money and sent them a generator over there.
You have family in the Philippines?
Yeah, 20 kilometers from the center of the volcano.
Oh, wow. So are they making preparations? Are they waiting? How does that work?
So they had no power ever since the eruption and no water, but now that they've got power, that's half of the problem fixed. The town water is electric pumped, so that's been a challenge.
Wow.
But they've got their own water storage tanks that have got some water in there, but now that they've got electricity, they can pump some water as well, so that's good.
And we're hopeful that it's not going to erupt.
Look, in all likelihood it will, right? So their prediction category 4 means a full-on move to level 5 is likely within hours or days. That's what level 4 means.
So they're evacuating.
So they're in 20 Ks away.
I see.
People in the up to 14K, those are the ones that need to evacuate. And there's two problems there. Problem one is that a lot of people are not evacuating. And in fact, I actually saw a video earlier today of some people who actually went into the crater where the lake used to be. There used to be a lake in the crater, and they're going and went over to the island and went in there and had a look around. These are people that previously lived on the island. They know the volcano better than anyone else, and I didn't understand the language. It was in Tagalog, but they kind of said that, yeah, it's noisy. It's not normally like this under any circumstances, and we think something big is coming around the corner based on their on-the-ground feeling of the volcano, for lack of a better description.
Art was telling me that they're getting covered with ash.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
And closer to the volcano, the ash is actually deep enough to bury a car.
And that's toxic, isn't it?
What a mess. What a mess.
Yeah.
Wow.
And how about the fires? How are you doing with the fires? Are they affecting you?
No, a couple of weeks ago we had some smoke over here, but right outside right now as I look out the window, we haven't had blue sky ever since the beginning of the fires. It's always a grey coloured sky.
Still?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember we had the same thing here in 1998 in Florida. Half the state was burning, and smoke was horrible, and you know, don't ever want to go through that. So, and I don't think it was as bad as what you guys have over there.
Yeah, look, this year is really bad for us.
And they lost a lot of animals.
Yeah,
Crazy.
True. But you know, we've currently got the Melbourne and not Melbourne, Victoria and New South Wales fires joining together into super fires and all of that kind of stuff. They're going to continue to battle it. But I'll be blunt. It's not close to me, and I've been more watching YouTube. I've been watching live streams of the volcano.
I'll bet you have
24/7 for the last few days.
Well, you have an interest there. You have family there. You have a house there. Sure.
In the town where the family is, they've actually taken in 1,500 evacuees into the town who've left everything behind. And those people who've left everything behind have no way of making money because their businesses was back where they've left from. And my family, they have no way of making money in their respective businesses either. My family's okay, but some of the people who've left their homes, later on today on Ken's show, I'm going to announce something where I'll give a PayPal address that I'll encourage people to send anything they can spare, because even just $1 a day feeds one person in terms of their needs over their rice. That's all they eat.
Yeah.
That'll be enough for them to be happy and comfortable. So yeah, I'll be doing that a little bit later, and I'm partnering with the mayor of Amadeo, which is the town just next to the hotel and family property kind of thing.
Good deal.
Well,
good deal.
Count you, it makes you count your blessings.
Yep.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
I'll see it in a few months, up close and personal.
Oh, you're going to go? Yeah.
I already had tickets booked before the eruption,
Oh, wow.
and yeah, from what I'm hearing though, it may also be continuing for up to 9 months. So I'm
Really?
probably still going to
This
see it.
this whole eruption,
Yeah.
nothing.
Historically, the shortest eruption was a month ever in history, the shortest, averaging around 6 to 9 months. So it's still going to be active when I'm there. There's more than 100 earthquakes per day currently in the region. There's roads being cracked and houses being cracked and all sorts of other stuff. There's people, I don't think, understand the magnitude of what's happening there when you've got 450,000 people who are in the evacuation area.
And jets can't fly there because
They
of the
can.
ash.
Well, they can now, right? So the Manila airport was closed for one day based on the wind direction of where the ash has been blowing, right? So they're vectoring around the ash cloud. But also at the moment, the actual emissions from the volcano are not so much ash now and more steam and sulfur dioxide.
That's not good.
Yeah.
What are
Wow.
the building codes like in the Philippines as far as homes and structure? So kind of, sort of.
Their construction techniques are hollow block, so concrete block.
Cinder
Yeah.
block. What we call cinder block.
Cinder block, yeah.
Okay, got it.
That's what they use. So, if the structure is still going to be standing, but it's going to be cracked through it.
Yeah.
I've seen a few of them.
Got it.
So let's talk about drones a little bit.
And Rodney,
What were you actually flying on that beginning of the show today? What was it? I missed the very beginning.
Mitch, I'm going to kick out. I just want
oh.
to stop in and say congratulations
Mel,
on
always-
1K and visit for a few
Thank
minutes.
you.
But
Thank you
I
so
got
much.
things to do.
Always,
Greg,
always good to have
good
you.
to see you. Best
and,
wishes for the family and stuff over there too, man. Carlos,
Yeah.
take care, Mel.
all right,
See ya.
buddy. Take care.
Keep smiling.
Greg, I was flying the
Oof.
Mavic 2 Pro
That's good.
with the gimbal set in FPV instead of follow mode.
What?
Yeah. You're talking
My head
about
exploded.
you're talking about the this video here? This one?
No.
Oh, you're talking about the one with the
The fixed wing kind of.
no, that was
Yeah.
a fixed. Yeah, that was a AR 900 wing from Sonic model, just a
Okay.
900 millimeter flying wing with iNav in it.
Okay.
Flight control running iNav, and you get all that information, all that GPS navigation modes and everything on it. It's incredible what you can do with
Yeah.
those things. Parrot made a bebop. Remember that?
Yes, and
Yeah.
also the disco.
I mean the
That's what I
disco,
was-
not the bebop. I meant the
Yeah,
disco.
I was thinking,
yeah,
what are
the-
you talking about?
The wing. Yeah, I don't know it. I don't know from Parrot. I knew they had one like it, but that was similar. You could toss the thing up, it would take off, auto launch itself, go up and loiter until you were ready to fly. And was
Yeah.
I think that runs iNav. I'm not
Mitch,
sure.
what's behind you?
What's behind me where?
Yeah, on the screen there. Turn around a second.
Well, what's behind me is a door.
Oh, never mind.
A door with a window
thought I
and
saw something else.
blue sky and trees moving around, which is just a video.
Never mind.
It's the same set I use every week.
No, my eyes are shut.
He thought he saw someone walking outside the window.
Yeah, well, you know what I just noticed? I noticed that I've forgotten somebody
The review.
for some reason. I've forgotten old Spank. There he is. I forgot
Yeah,
Spank.
that's right.
Yeah, the monkey, and
It's like a staple.
and nobody said anything. Nobody said where's. Oh, Tomas just said it. Look at that. Where's Spank gone?
Hiding.
Yeah. He was hiding. He was hiding, but he's here now.
So, Mitch, I'm having fun with this little tiny hawk indoors.
I was going to ask you, should I buy one of those? I got,
I think
I
you
already
like
got this.
You saw the video I did.
Yeah, but I mean,
And the
flying
video-
around in the house. Yeah,
The video quality is so much better. Also.
yeah. Well, I mean, this. Do I need? I have this and it still flies. Do I need one of those too?
Need. The video quality is better. It goes up to 200 milliwatts. And I did take it outside, unfortunately, without an SD card, and I went pretty far out, pretty far away.
Oh yeah, I'll bet 200 milliwatts.
And it's up to
On
2S, but the 2S is short flights.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Peter Carroll says Spank escaped. No, that looks like a
Oh, it was so much fun. I'm
Greg.
having a lot of fun.
I was
Cool. Greg, I wanted to ask you if you if you do much drone flying.
not as much as I used to. In terms of photography, drone stuff, I've got a little bit to this point where I've done all of the things that I wanted to do flying wise around here, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
The last time I went on the road, I went down to visit the relatives, if you know what I mean, and I did some stuff around there. Still haven't edited it. I've got to get around to it. I'm hopeless with footage. I never edit it. I like doing live stuff. That's me. But
Yeah.
once over the next couple of weeks, I intend to do some live flight during my regular show. So I'll do some flying live.
You ever consider putting FPV goggles on? Flying?
Yeah, considered it. For me at the moment, I've got the DJI goggles, but the aircraft that I've got's the Phantom. So at some point in the future, I'll get into the FPV flying. But I'm making a conscious choice not to do it because I know I'll get addicted to it, and then I'll buy more stuff, and I'll keep buying more stuff.
It is an addiction, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, I'm just making that decision at the moment. I'll get into it at some point.
You'll enjoy it or you won't. You know, and
Yeah.
there's no middle of the road with FPV because it's a commitment to learn. Now you'll enjoy as technical as you are. You'll enjoy the technical side of it more than the average guy might.
Yeah, I did enjoy the disco. John's got a disco, and
you've done that?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
Very easy to fly. Very easy to fly.
That's what I understand.
Yeah, well, you know, I put this wing of mine. If you noticed it when you're watching that, I actually threw it into manual mode because I'm an RC pilot, and I found that I didn't want to rely on the flight controller to fly it. I used it for return to home and all that, but when it came down to it, I wanted to fly the thing.
Yeah.
Well, we have another guest in the green room, and
Uh-oh.
he's getting ready. I'll give you guys a clue.
That's all right.
Oh, I'm flying those drones in southeast Colorado now.
It's an old gag, but it goes down well every time. Tish.
Yeah, I don't have any rim shots on my sound effects board. I have what? Do I have an appropriate? Yeah, here's an appropriate one for that joke.
Well, I'm sorry I'm late. I had a little trouble driving down here. That child safety seat was stuck in my ass.
Oh, here.
I thought maybe the RoboMaster got stuck in the mud again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's an image. Art riding down the street on the
RoboMaster, right?
Yeah.
I could see that.
Oh man, how you doing, Art?
I'm good. That plastic duck head is it?
Yeah, that gun just hit you right in the wrong place, doesn't it?
Yeah. Mhm. I'm doing pretty good. Working 10-hour days this week, and just rushed home, grabbed a quick bite, and said, "Hey, I gotta jump on and wish Mitch happy 1,000."
Well, thank you. Yeah, we did that last night on your birthday stream, and happy birthday to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Big one.
Yeah, here, right?
The big one. Oh,
Yeah,
we
the
got
big
Rodney reviews things in here, and he doesn't have a blue wrench.
Oh my.
So let's give you Rodney. Thanks for coming in, buddy. And there you go. Now you look like everybody else in the chat. And that I don't know, Greg. You don't do that, but I kind of got doing that. That lets me see who the new people are. And I figure if I don't get trolls. If I get a troll, I'll get rid of them.
Yeah.
You know, if I had 100,000 subscribers, I probably couldn't do that. I probably would need to moderate. And look at this! The gang is all here.
Uh-oh.
Lloyd is in the green room, but he's got kind of he's named himself interestingly tonight.
Lloyd is
So-
in the green room. I think it's time for me to leave.
You're stuck with him. Hey,
Lloyd.
how you doing, Lloyd? Hey, wait. Oh, excuse me. Wrong
one.
sound.
There
There
we
we
go.
go. All
Yeah.
right.
That wasn't an
Okay.
old one. It was a wet one.
Yeah.
It's the only one I got. I'm not the one with the whole entire program made up of flatulence. Just I
Do you
have
know
one.
what though? I want to share something, Lloyd. You will definitely appreciate this, and you too, Art. I was talking to my wife earlier today about the volcano, and I made the comment that there's a lot of similarities in the different descriptions of volcanic activity to farting and so forth. I mean, sometimes you'll get your phreatic flow, which is your traditional fart.
Okay.
You might get a lava fountain.
Oh.
You might get a
Oh God, here goes my show.
I'll leave it at that. But the
okay.
terms that they're using, we just started talking and marrying them up between, constipation, you're waiting for it to go off.
Yeah.
It's good that you can make jokes about it. All right, Lloyd. Behave.
Anyway, enough of that.
I'm still trying to. I have this mental image of you following that dog around with a sling, holding his ass up, and
I
I
was.
can't get that out of my head. Yeah?
I'm walking around, and this dog's 120 pounds, and they don't want him slipping and breaking it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
injuring it. And this was the first. Let's see, I brought him home Tuesday. So what's today? Thursday. So
Yeah.
all day Tuesday, and then all day yesterday. When I take him outside, as long as he's on the grass, he can walk on it, but they don't want him slipping and sliding on the floor.
Right.
And so, here I am picking up. Well, the heaviest part of him is the backside.
Yeah.
And do you know how hard it is to get a sling wrapped around a big giant dog and then making
Ah.
sure that because you're taking him outside so he can relieve himself. Well,
I'm happy to say, Lloyd, that's something I don't know what it's like.
Well, let me tell you, if you don't get the sling positioned properly, well, when he does his business, you end up with a wet sling.
Oh,
It's like, oh my God,
Man.
what did I do? So
Oh,
that's when
yeah.
I was telling Mel last night that I've been reduced to a dog's ass valet.
yeah,
I
wow.
hope
Wow.
you only wet the sling once. I hope.
Yeah, it only took me one time to figure out, like,
Good.
what the hell? It's like, oh my
Is he-
God.
Is he still on the pain pills? The dog?
Yeah, he is.
So
He's-
his mouth
at least
from carrying
somebody's enjoying himself anyway.
Somebody's having a good time. Yeah, he's pretty mellowed out. The good thing about that breed is they're a laid back breed anyways, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
he doesn't although this morning he scared the hell out of me because there was something going on outside. He gets up trying to bark at him. And we have him in a small area, and he hasn't been wandering off, but this morning he decided he wanted in bed. Well, he got in bed and I thought, oh my God. But I checked his leg. It was okay. I got him off the bed, and then because what he did is we have a sleigh bed and
Oh.
he jumps up onto a settee and then clears the foot of the sleigh bed to get in bed with us. So I get him back down because, he's not supposed to be jumping,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh my God. So I get him back down, make sure his leg's okay, checked it out, make sure that nothing had popped loose. I felt it, and he wasn't wincing or whining at all. So then I'm about half awake, and then I have to carry the settee out of the room. I'm stumbling around about half awake, and she says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm removing his steps." And she doesn't remember any of us. Like,
No.
why you make
God,
it?
you must be exhausted, man.
Oh yeah, he's about killed me.
Yeah,
That's
but
why
you- I mean, you
I
got-
wasn't going to get on, but I thought, it was you made 1,000. I want to congratulate you. I wanted,
Thank you.
because Greg had contacted me last. So you got that all worked out, Greg?
Which bit?
About the fundraiser for.
Yeah, I tried to do it through GoFundMe, but they don't support the Philippines in terms of withdrawals and stuff. So I
Right,
just said, look,
right.
let's just do direct PayPal. And
What kind of
Yeah.
percentage do they take?
PayPal
GoFundMe.
about, say, 5% or something. I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, PayPal
Nothing
takes
like-
less. Yeah. Now, when you do something through a GoFundMe, the way you have, because I was looking into it for you, Greg, what you would have to do is they do it through Australia. You'd have to withdraw it and then send it to them. You
Yeah.
know,
That's what I found
Which-
out.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
then that
That's
counts
what I
as
was
income on
gonna
my
do.
tax return, and it's just not worth the extra.
Yeah.
hassle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to start one and send it to James Tanner. He's a member of the Rotary Club, and they do a lot of really good stuff there, and where he used that.
Yeah.
Well, it's good that you got that worked out, Greg. Or
Yeah. Anyway, I'll
Working it
mention it on Ken's show a little bit later tonight. But,
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Ken's got a show too on Thursday, doesn't he?
yeah,
Ken.
yeah.
Yeah, imagine
Really?
that.
Ken who?
Ken.
Ken who? Oh man,
Yeah.
Art was flying last night on his birthday. He had all the big shots coming in to say hello to
Yeah.
him. Oh man, he
Yeah.
had Kelly Shores and Jeff Sills and while Jeff was in, Ken calls Jeff on the phone, so indirectly was on the show
Yeah.
Yeah.
by accident.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I fell asleep, Art. I was going to watch. I was going to come in last night, and I just fell asleep. And I was been sleeping on and off, getting up with him because he has a doggy door. He's used to going outside. Well, he can't use that doggy door right now
Right.
because he's not supposed to be going up and down steps.
Right.
So I'm having to get up with him and take him out. And but my little dog still could use a doggy door, so
Right.
it has one of them sliding things because it's for him
Oh.
to go through. So I just slid it all the way down, and then I drilled a little hole in the frame and put a screw in there. So it's only about open about this wide where the
Right.
Pomeranians can get out, and he can get his head out, and that's about as far as it's going to go.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to? I mean, have animals ever tried to get in, like you see on videos?
Oh, worst case, we had a cat, a wild cat, get in, and
The
this was
wildcat.
yeah, this is about 90. It's about 20 years ago, and we had a lot of feral cats around.
Oh.
Some old lady up the block used to ring a bell every night at 5 o'clock, and
Oh,
every cat in 20
lady.
counties would come running.
Yeah.
And then our neighbor next door, he used to feed all the feral cats, and they'd come over in my barn or my shed out there and have all their kittens there. Well, they were, it's like, but anyways, my mother is before she passed away, and she was in what is our bedroom now is one we had her in because it was the biggest room, and we just wanted to have
Yeah.
the space.
Okay.
So we heard the dogs just raising hell, and it was just, oh my God. And we come into the living room, and coming through the doggy door was a cat, and the dogs were on its tail. I didn't know this, but did you know cats can go straight up curtains and then run around the ceiling?
With fear, probably.
Cats
Yeah.
are possessed. That's
Oh
all I
my
have to say on
God, this
that.
thing, it came up and it literally ran the walls, ran
that's
into the,
funny. That's
ran-
funny.
not only
Of
that,
course.
I'm sitting there trying to get it stopped. Judy's chasing it. This is when we were both in good shape. And then my mother's in, and it heads into her room. And of course, the cat's not just running; it's peeing everywhere
Oh.
because it's scared. And we're going, and so I'm yelling at her, "Cover your head," because I didn't. And so finally, the dogs cornered it one way, and we cornered the other, and we escorted it out the front door.
Wow.
They came in the back. Yeah. Oh my God, what a mess! I was.
Hey, Lloyd, you need to fix
Yeah,
your
I know.
focus.
Yeah.
And where is that racket coming from?
What's that noise that I hear?
Is that it, Carlos?
Is
Yeah.
that you, Carlos?
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Let me
muted
switch.
himself. Okay, yeah.
Let me switch to something
That's
else.
that's it's a problem on the live streams when there's a lot of background noise from somebody's mic and you don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I can read lips, Carlos. Carlos said he was sorry.
Okay.
Lloyd is
Right.
gone.
No, I'm still here. It's just I'm trying to
Fix his
get my
phone.
camera to focus. There it goes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're going to send that to me,
Lloyd, it
Carlos?
looked better before. You knew
It's
it was
so much
coming.
fun, Mitch. It's so much fun. You'll love it.
Read between the lines, Greg.
No, it's like this.
Can
Technically.
you fe-
Yeah.
can you feel the love? I feel the love here.
All right.
I really do. I really do.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Greg-
I'm going to disappear. I just wanted to
Uh-oh.
drop in and wish
Okay.
you the best in terms of hitting your target, your goal.
Thank you. Thank you. Greg.
Congratulations on that.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And we'll see
You
you.
do know he prostituted himself on quite a few channels to get there, right?
Well, only for one day. I told you I was going to. I didn't make any bones about it, but I did on one day. Just got myself that last 25, that I needed, and I'm up to like 1,014 now. So I'm well on my way to 100K.
I actually pasted
just-
your channel on Rulin's channel. I think you might have got one or two from there.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm never going to be a 100K guy.
Yeah. We were all trying to pimp you out.
Yeah, I
Okay,
appreciate
enough
it.
of that.
No, listen, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm not
I figure
proud.
after that dollar
You might want to rephrase that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll take it. Yeah.
Oh, no fly drone. No fly drone said, "Hey man, where's the binary vids?" No fly drone. How you doing, my friend? Let me answer no fly drone, and then the binary has. I built the flying wing to learn iNav
By Greg.
and
Greg.
Good night.
bye, Greg.
Good morning.
Adios. Hey, count it down just like a real professional. Yeah, no fly drone. Yeah, I wanted to get more familiar with. I have flown RC airplanes with goggles, and so I'm learning with the wing. And
Bye, Rick.
I was just thinking, as soon as the weather, we're in for a few cold fronts, and the binary, I'm going to take that out and start making some videos with it. So they're coming.
Good.
They're coming. I've got with all these drones and everything else. I'm flying each time, and I want to incrementally learn that the wing flight. I was really pleased with the flying wing flight, though. That I think I'm going to enjoy that little thing because it rips.
Yeah, it looked like it was a fun thing to fly.
I'll
Yeah,
probably
it really,
check
it
out
really,
later.
it really was. I don't know whether the wing is. I think it might even be harder to fly than the binary. I flew the binary a couple times line of sight and flew very nicely.
Just need
The wing,
speed,
the
bro.
wing is lighter, and of course it bounces around a lot more. But and,
A lot of-
you
a lot of
rip it
space.
around. But it's fun. It's fun. I really like flying in the goggles. But
So your FXT goggles are collecting dust, basically.
well, they're back in their case. They're not really collecting dust. But
Figure of speech.
I
They're a backup.
yeah, they're there. I have them in my satchel that I take it when I go out to fly. They're in the satchel, so I got them with me.
Oh, you bring
then,
them
of course-
secondary to show people, just in case.
No, I don't. No, not really. I just got them in case for some reason I get all the way out there and something doesn't work in my DJI things. But that DJI deal, man, I got to tell you, this is the answer right here. This is the answer.
So what did that cost you to make?
Well,
And I'm not trying to get into your,
No, that's all right.
just to know what the investment.
The battery, to have the onboard battery, which you don't have to have. You can put the battery in your pocket, run the wire up. But I like the fact that this is all self-contained.
Yeah.
I don't have to plug anything in. That was like $29 for the battery case, and it holds two of the 18650 lithium ions.
Mm.
And then it didn't cost me anything to 3D print the faceplate on here. The module was $119 for this TBS Fusion, which is one of the higher end
Right.
modules. But that's about what it cost, the 119, just whatever module. You can buy a module for $30,
So we're at 150.
which I did. I bought a cheap one, an AKK module from, I got it on Amazon, and it was so bad I tried it, sent it right back and said I need to get a
Yeah,
real module
right.
for this. But the beautiful thing about this is that the DVR in the DJI goggles records 60 frames a second. And the quality compared to what records on the FXT of the DVR recordings is strikingly noticeable.
Oh, yeah.
So the recordings that I
that's
actually get off
analog.
of this
You're
goggle
doing it
are
analog.
much better. What's that?
You're doing it analog.
Yeah, the analog recordings. Now, the digital stuff that the DJI does is not affected by any of these analog mods. When you fly an airplane that has the digital in, I don't even plug the power into the analog module. I can unplug. It plugs into the charging plug on the battery, on the balance plug. So I don't even bother plugging that in if I fly analog with those goggles. I just turn them on, turn the goggles on. So,
And the
which
goggles,
means a lot.
the initial price on the goggles are what?
Well, a little over $500, but you buy them in combination with with some air units, and I got the deals were $700 for the goggles and 2 air units. They had a special around Black Friday, and so that means that you're only paying $100 a piece for the air units instead of $179 a piece for the air units.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah. So no, they're great. I
Do
love
they
it.
have
but it's
any of
not.
these air units already pre-installed? Any of
Oh
what?
yeah, all the manufacturers are.
They're
Of course, they're
doing
going to
that,
be
right? That's
expensive.
what
They're going to be, $400, $500 quads by the time you get the air units in them. But iFlight's got them, and
That's what I thought. I saw those. I wasn't sure
Yeah,
if they were pre-built.
they're all
You had to put 'em in.
they're all making them. It made a big DJI made a big dent, a big effective dent in the FPV in the way FPV
But
is
are
going to head in
people
the
actually
future.
using it though?
Unbelievable. And
Are
the
they?
people and the people, believe it or not, that are using it the most are guys like Drew Ladrib and
Yeah, but that I
Joshua
expect.
Bardwell, but no, and Nurk, but they're not. I mean, they're being sponsored, but they're being sponsored because they truly think
Oh,
that
they
there's
really
nothing,
like
nothing
it.
like
They
it.
also
Yeah,
have the budget, or they're getting it. A lot of these guys just get it for free or very cheap.
yeah, but it's not really. Here's the way you look at
I'm
it.
wondering. No, I'm just wondering if people like you are actually buying it. Other than
Yeah, tons. They're selling them like crazy. People
they really?
yeah, they're really catching on. And think about this: you buy yourself a set of Fat Shark HDO2s, $500.
Mhm.
That's the goggle. That doesn't have receiver modules, so you need either a rapid fire or you need the TBS Fusion, $160 for the module. So now you're at $600+ for the goggles, and
roughly the same
that's more than the DJI goggles cost.
Yeah.
Right.
The air units cost a little more than a typical good camera and a good VTX, which would normally be about $60 to $80. But by the time you get all done, the DJI goggles comes with the antennas. The air units come with the antennas. If you're using the DJI controller, you don't even need a transmitter. The air unit is also the receiver,
Have
so
you?
you don't
have
even.
You, have you ever not been able to fly?
How do you mean?
Satellites. You had to. do it.
No. DJI, the FPV system has no outside connection. It doesn't use the cell phone for anything. It doesn't communicate with anything other than itself and the GPS satellites. So there's no database, there's no geo zones, there's no nothing.
TFR. TFR restrictions don't turn you off.
Nothing
Oh,
turns it
okay.
off. It's basically just a transmitter and a receiver. There's no connection to the internet
Good.
or to any source of data. in order to have a database on the device that says where the no-fly zones are.
So you've never been outside and been prompted for a what do they call an update?
No,
Good.
it doesn't even have that. That's not even. It's not even in there.
Good. I'm happy.
But
Uh-oh.
the neat thing about it is when we get these new laws in a few years, that I guarantee you the technology DJI will be able to
Track.
provide the units to conform, so you do have the remote ID and all that. Whereas if you have your analog quads, you're
Right.
gonna have to start buying, So I don't know. I fly a flight with the DJI, and there is absolutely no comparison, whatever.
I can
The
imagine.
difference in the flying experience is the difference between having a huge shit-eating, pardon my French, a grin on your face because it's just so awesome.
So you're
And-
talking about at least to get it started pretty well, $1,200 between a quad, the goggles, and all these other little.
Well, you can buy a goggles and an air unit for $700 or less, and you can buy a quad for $200 and a
Okay.
transmitter for $100. And so for $1,000 you could have the DJI. Now, if you're going to buy the high end, Fat Sharks,
No, but this thing that you're saying, this module, that was another 150 that you added.
well, if you want to have an analog module on it,
Well, I want to be like, I want to be like Mike. I want to be like Nick.
yeah, well,
If
it's gonna
I,
cost-
if I go, I want to be like you.
and it's worth it. But the thing, I mean, I love it now. I just take this one pair of goggles and
Lloyd, are you
it's
okay,
not-
Lloyd?
Yeah.
Just reading and concentrating.
Oh, we're not boring the hell out of you.
No, man.
Doesn't look
Well,
fine.
we actually talk drones a lot on this show.
All right,
Well,
tickle him
yeah,
a
I
little
know.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was. Now I'm sitting here playing around with stuff, like from Monday's show. I'm
got
going to be using this for, that's going to be.
I don't think Mel had any idea
Wow.
what he was getting into when he made that. That's terrific.
Yeah, it was. So I was playing around with that. And
That's
I'm going to.
that's forever. Once it's digital, that's forever.
Yeah,
That's priceless.
I actually
That's
got.
priceless.
He sent me 2 copies of it, and Steve Carpenter sent me copies of it because he knew I was going to use it. So yeah, so I was.
That's
I
absolutely
wasn't
terrific.
not listening or paying attention. I was playing around with stuff because I thought, that's something that's. I don't think he realized it was quite as bad as it was, but it's like that's going to be my new standby logo.
No, I mean it went.
He was punched in the gut.
It
He
was
had
like
thyroid
you couldn't have
issue
planned
or
it. I
something.
mean, if he'd
Somebody
even
thought-
tried, if he had
Yeah.
tried to leave with that frozen on the screen, it would have
Right.
been impossible. Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been absolutely impossible.
Yeah, because it was it worked out perfect. So yeah,
Mhm.
and plus I was adding this a little bit down here. I'm constantly tweaking on
How to
on my
improve.
set. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm constantly doing something different. So
Keep the mind going. That's a good thing.
yeah, well, I'm trying to keep from falling asleep because I was.
Well,
and it's
yeah,
not
Mitch
the
does
show.
that.
It's no, it's not the show at all. That's why I almost didn't come in because I was about to doze off. And Ranger's actually right here behind me. He can't stand to be away from. He's only spent
From his
2
back
nights
leg?
away from us.
Wow.
And those were the 2 nights he was
Wow.
when he went in to have the X-rays the first week that he was in the vet, and then the night that he had his surgery. So the night before he had his surgery, and those only 2 times. So he's used to being around me all the time, and he decided he wanted to come in here, and he's
Daddy.
yeah. I was making sure he's back there. I'll look down. He
Can
wasn't
he
there.
actually? Can he walk around? Can he get around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's doing. Each day has gotten better,
Right.
and they said it would. They said about the 3rd day, the bandage would fall off, and he's got a line. The staples are about this big,
Wow.
but he's got a line of staples that long.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're just this far apart. There must be 30 staples in there.
Can I ask you a dumb question? Have you taken pictures of all this?
I've taken pictures of some of it. Yeah,
I think you
it's
should.
just now.
I think you should. I don't call me the devil's advocate. Document it for your own sake. God forbid something goes wrong.
Yeah, well, I've got a copy of all of his X-rays, so I know what was done there.
It might
And
progress. I don't know.
yeah, that's what I'm doing, and
Okay, good.
I'm taking videos as he walks and stuff. But
Or even
Yeah, but you're not going to get a personal injury lawyer to ever take a case over the dog.
But
Yeah,
that might
nah.
help him. I
Well,
don't know. I'm
and,
not
you
looking
know,
to sue anybody, but just say, look, this happened.
well,
Fix them.
just this
More than
vet,
anything, fix
this
them.
vet is a good vet, and this was the one that was recommended for. He actually called tonight to see how the
Oh, that
dog
was
was
good.
doing, and
Yeah.
he's not a vet from our town. He's from up towards Tulsa, which
They
is
don't
the
do that
bigger.
for people.
Yeah, no. Our doctor will, but that's only because we've had him for 35, 36 years,
Okay.
you know. But we don't like changing doctors. But no, he called us this evening. He says, "Well, I want to call, make sure Ranger's leg didn't fall off." Nope, no, it's still attached. He says,
Good.
"Well, then I did something right, didn't I?" I said, "Yeah." But yeah, they were really great, and everybody else has helped out. Of course, Ron Lockwood got me hooked up with Jackie and her husband, and we raised enough that all she had to do was pay 150 of that, and
Oh,
because
wow, that's
she didn't
terrific.
have to pay any more than that, she's taking care of his next 2 X-rays. He's got to have one at 6 weeks and another one at 10 weeks. So
Oh, that's
she
terrific.
says, "I've got that covered." So it's just people in this community, have just been unbelievable when it comes to this.
Yes, they
And
have.
I
Yes,
owe
they
it to
have.
Ron Lockwood a lot, because he's the one that got me connected with her. And she's, I was talking to her on. I called her to let her know the vet was calling, and they were good about it too. They said, "Yeah, well, if that's all you owe, we'll wait for her to call." And so I texted her. The problem is she lives in Hawaii, so there's like a 5-hour time difference.
Wow.
And I went and picked him up in the afternoon, so it's still, so I kind of had to wait a little bit. But I sent her a message, and she says calling right now, and sent pictures of him. And but yeah, he's doing good. He's able to walk on it. He shouldn't be walking quite as much as he is, but they said within 2 days he start putting more weight on that leg, and he has. He started out just putting a little bit on the toes, and now he's starting to get almost flat-footed with it. So,
Pretty soon he'll be running circles around you.
oh yeah,
Well,
God, I hope not. He's supposed to stay quiet for 8 weeks. That ain't going to happen.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, listen, guys.
He'll know. Oh yeah, I'm
It's-
surprised Art hasn't run away already.
Yeah, I'm going to let. Lloyd. I gotta stop you to let Art off the hook here, because he's I'm going to get ready to shut it down and
Okay.
go out and have
be
myself
back.
a cigar. So Art,
You got it.
I was going to Carlos. I was going to show you the difference between the DJI goggles and other goggles. We'll do that next week.
Yes,
so
sir.
so guys, thanks so much
can
for
look forward.
everything, and thanks to everybody who super chatted, gave me my first super chats of my life. That was a thrilling and wonderful thing. You know who you are. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. I'll let you in over the next few weeks on the adventure of how the money that you super chatted actually flows through the system. How much they take of it and how long it takes to finally get to me. But because that's something that I always wondered, and I've never seen anybody do that. So I will give you the play-by-play
All right.
of that.
We'll
Art,
see you next
thanks a
night.
lot, buddy.
Mr.
And
Art, good night, Mr. Lloyd.
you take care. You
Bye.
take care
Good
of
night,
yourself.
everybody.
Carlos,
Okay.
Carlos, good
See you
night.
next week.
And okay, Art, take care. And Lloyd,
We'll
for
see
you, take it easy.
All right, you take
All right,
care,
buddy.
Congratulations
Okay.
again, Mitch.
Thanks a lot. Thanks,
Yeah.
my friend. Appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
All right, everybody. That just leaves me and the monkey. And bring the music up. And thanks, everybody. Drone Strike LLC hanging in there. Coast to Coast Drones. Hey, Bill Thomas coming in at the bell finally. How you doing, buddy? Thank you very much for the congratulations. Come in a little earlier next time. We'd love to have you on. Chris Hope, thanks again, buddy. Thanks for coming in. Steve Mack, of course, Lloyd and Art, No Fly Drone. Thanks for coming in, my friend, and I hope I can get you something that might interest you in on my stream with some more airplanes. Carlos, thank you. Peter Carroll, thanks so much, and thanks for the super chat. Rick, you too. Rick Halber, he has to run, so he didn't hear that. Know Your Joe. Hey, thanks for coming in, my friend. I appreciate it, and always like to meet new friends. And is there anybody I missed? Rodney reviews things. Thanks so much, man. And I think Tommaso Sullivan, if you're still here, there's 11 of you still here. So if I missed anybody and said goodnight, sorry, but you're appreciated. Glad you came in. Thanks for a great show, guys. And with that, I'm going to tell you all, take the rest of the day off. Go play with your drones. Now I'm going to turn it over to my sidekick, Spank, the monkey, and he'll say goodnight. Say goodnight, Spank.